India is the head of state, while the Prime Minister is the head of government. The President is elected for a 5-year term by the Electoral College, which comprises members of the Parliament and the state legislative assemblies. The Prime Minister is the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha, House of the People, and is appointed by the President. The cabinet in the Indian executive has an important role. The cabinet is a group of ministers appointed by the Prime Minister who are responsible for various portfolios, such as finance, defense, foreign affairs, and home affairs. The cabinet helps the Prime Minister in the formulation of policies and decisions. The cabinet meets regularly to discuss and approve policies and plans that will be implemented in the country. The cabinet also helps to ensure that government policies are efficiently implemented and that the government is accountable to the Parliament and the people. The Council of Ministers, including the Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, and Ministers of State, have a specific composition and structure that is designed to ensure efficient governance and decision-making. The Prime Minister is the head of the Council of Ministers and is responsible for overall leadership and coordination of the government. Cabinet Ministers are the most senior members of the Council of Ministers and are appointed to manage the key portfolios of the government. They are responsible for policy formulation and implementation in their respective departments. Ministers of State assist the Cabinet Ministers in carrying out their responsibilities. The President of India has certain powers and limitations as defined by the Indian Constitution. The President's powers include 1. Appointment of the Prime Minister and other key government officials, such as the Chief Justice of India and the election commissioners. 2. Power to dissolve the Lok Sabha, lower house of Parliament. 3. Power to grant pardons, reprieves, and respites to convicted individuals. 4. Power to declare states of war or emergency. However, the President's powers are also limited by the Indian Constitution. For example, 1.2. The President is bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers. 2.3. The President cannot override the decision of the Supreme Court. 3.4. The President cannot introduce any bill in the Parliament. 4.5. The President's power to declare a state of emergency is limited by stringent conditions and is subject to judicial review.